So continuing onward with our external processing, so we're back here with our drum loop. Okay. So I got to thinking about this because of Pete Townsend's guitar in Who Am I, which is coming through an ARP-2600, and it was like, oh, how do you do that? So the basics are he's using the filter to gate the sound, and there's so many different ways to go about this. So let's show you the beginning steps of this. First step is the preamp is hardwired to an envelope follower. So that's sort of self-explanatory. It's like louder sounds make higher voltage. And so it's converting audio into control voltage, which we can then use to our advantage. So I'm going to take this envelope follower. I'm going to turn the filter down. You'll hear we get basically no sound out of there. And I'm going to assign it to one of these controls of the filter. So when we get a snare drum or a bass drum, a louder sound, it's going to make a higher spike, which is going to open the filter more as I turn this knob up. Okay, so not so exciting yet because every drum sound is kind of a high control voltage, right? If we're using guitar, the harder you play the guitar, the higher the filter goes. And then the next step is we're going to take the Who Am I method. So I've got oscillator 2 with the triangle wave in a low frequency. And we're going to just use that to make a rhythm. Similarly to in the last video how we used the sample and hold clock to open the amplifier gate, we're going to use this to open the filter gate. Okay, so we get that real wah-wah sound. This is where the envelope follower becomes very important because you get a little more front of the note. And obviously, we're controlling the rhythm over here on oscillator 2. And now you kind of start to hear that guitar tone from Who Am I where it's, whine. Okay, so then that got me thinking, okay, what else can we do with this, right? So instead of taking the preamp input into the envelope follower, I thought, why don't we take the sample and hold out? Because this is random, right? And we're using the white noise to get, bigger control voltage spikes. I'm going to take the sample and hold out, and I'm going to use that to trigger the envelope follower. And then we're going to get a whole different thing. So I'm going to turn off this triangle wave, just so you can hear the sample and hold triggering the envelope follower, which is gating the filter. Now we have like a whole different thing happening here. And this clock matters. A little reverb. Faster clock gets more spikes. And then eventually you kind of have like this whole different sound design thing happening. And then we add the sawtooth into this, or the triangle. So that's a sound that I would use in a film. Maybe not in this finished version, but you would EQ it, you would add some effects to it, and you'd get something totally bananas out of here. I would also gain this out. And you hear at higher gain settings, you really get some interesting stuff happening. There's some nice like transitional stuff that happens here as we close the filter too. Okay, so I hope that gives you some really interesting ideas to play with.